myself see.
Midweek Mackems, we're all here. I'm going to fumble my way through an evening of hosting, so you're all going to hate it, and we'll be shut down by 20 past, if that's all right with you, Wayne and everybody. Yeah, is that all right?
Wayne will be all right with it. He gets to go to bed early.
Yeah, that's all we want. That's all we want, really. Right, so, Mike, how are you doing? You're that way.
I am that way. You're that way. There we go. We're getting there. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, bit worried about some of the stuff going on with the club, but we'll talk about that, I'm sure, coming up. So, yeah. But glad to be back on a Wednesday doing this, whether you're listening to us or watching us. Welcome.
Yeah, exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself. Wayne, how have you been? You been all right?
Not too bad. It's been a long 2 weeks while this break, but happy to be back. Happy to be back on this Wednesday, looking ahead to the weekend where proper football's back. So happy days.
Exactly. And last but certainly not least, Michael Bowers, how are you doing, mate?
I'm not doing too badly. Like you say, it's the usual dash of finish work, get home. Pretty much as you said in the group chat, wolf down some bait, and then you sort of get yourself ready. But no, we're ready for another episode, and I'm sure it'll be good. How are you doing?
I'm all right, mate. Yeah, I'm not too bad. Like you say, just legged it in, and then I was starting to write down the titles of like what I'm going to talk about this evening. Mike went, "You've got 8 seconds," and I was like, "Oh, right, well, never mind."
Just pretend you've just got this whole episode mapped out and planned out.
Exactly.
We just wing it anyway, really, don't we?
It's seamless.
It's what we do.
Master plan. The more he fails, the more the last for me back. You see, that's what it.
Exactly. No, see what'll happen is because people will think that if it goes really tits up tonight, they'll think Conrad is going to be so unplanned. It's actually brilliant, and they don't want Mike back, so it's fine.
Genius, yeah. It's
like Jack Sparrow. What is it like? What was it say? He just makes up every plan as he goes along, but it's so precise, even in the spur of the moment, that it's shockingly class. So
exactly. But the 1+ point for us all, as Steve has quite happily put in the chat there, is there's going to be no bloody Mr. Blobby clips. But don't go and do it now, because
not from Conrad there won't be.
If he's Jack Sparrow, I'm his Amber Heard. Just gonna say.
Let's not get into that.
Going to be in all of that anyway. So do get your questions in. We will try and get to them. I think Michael will star them up for me, and I'll be able to have a look through them as well. We'll also be getting some questions out in the chat for you to interact with and sort of give us an answer as we're going along. But before we start, we are now available, of course, on Wayne Duran's channel, we're on Michael Bauer's channel, we're on Black Cats TV. All of those are at the top. So if you wouldn't mind going and hitting the like, hitting the hype, hitting the subscribe button, really helps out. You get 3 hypes a week, so you may as well spend them all in one night on all 3 channels. So
This is the most important.
Is that the thing? I have no idea how this hype thing works, because I got a lot of people to hype a video, and it got less numbers than a video that wasn't hyped.
I only found out because I hyped Wayne's, hyped Michael's, and because I'd done something on another video, I couldn't do ours, and I was like, oh, right, okay, that's interesting.
How selfless of you.
Also, if you're listening on Spotify, then thank you for listening and listening to us talk along.
Well, exactly. I was going to say, we're now on Spotify, so for the audio listeners or the visually impaired, Mike, what shirt are you wearing?
The goalkeeper top that they've not worn yet, the multicoloured,
I think me and you might be wearing the exact same clothes we wore last week. It's probably where I'm in
These are pre-recorded. We are not AI.
Stream, honestly, it's a new one.
Exactly. But Wayne, you have changed your colours from the gold playoff defeat one. You're in a lovely red Sunderland hoodie. And Mike's got a red and white scarf on now, just to change it up ever so slightly. Michael Bowers, I can't quite work out the pattern on your hoodie.
Well, basically, it's a black.
Oh, look at that!
So it's actually quite nice.
Nice little washed out SAFC on it there.
I like the black on black.
Of course, you've got to represent the club. Got to represent it.
Just to add, though, on Spotify, you can also watch it like this as well. It's a video podcast as well, so you can watch it both ways.
Absolutely.
Could you actually imagine if someone actually had this on YouTube, but then was listening on Spotify, but then had one slightly behind the other, so it sounds like we're echoing throughout the whole podcast?
That wouldn't get annoying listening to us twice, would it? So,
no.
That's literally what happens every time me and Conrad try to do a commentary together. You've just described it.
Yeah, exactly. I think when I did the last one, you were about 2 minutes ahead of me at Man United. But you will live closer to Man United, so that's fair.
Oh yeah, that's how internet works. It's
Exactly. Exactly.
Little people running.
You say that, but yet when the game's the other way around, I've been further ahead of you. So, so in the chat already, we got Paul Armstrong. Hi lads, what do you think will happen with the injuries we got? Well, we'll get to that one. Wayne's in there as well, even though Bamber, here we go. John McGinney, all right, Wayne lads. Steve Chapel, evening, and we've already said about the Mr. Blobby one. Aurelio and Emma Hansen, well, good evening. I'm still up knowing this a Thursday. Can I read? Or is that Steve Hensel? Evening, you sexy man. Evening, Steve. Love your comment every week when you say that we're the best. I live for that one.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, John Swinney, all the way in New Zealand. I can't do an accent, so all up
Right
your
there, yeah.
No, I thought about saying good day, mate. That's really the furthest that he'll want. Good morning. Yeah, you're about 3 a.m. there. Looking forward to a good positive bit of banter. Well, we'll see.
Positive-ish.
Yeah,
I think if you stayed up till 3 a.m. watching us, then fair play to you.
Yeah,
exactly.
fair play.
Exactly.
And there's John Boy, 1948, Ken, Sean Thompson, John McGinney, Gary Hoyle, all in there as well. I think we've got a question there as well. But I want to start with, because we're in the beautiful and unasked for second of 3 international breaks of the season.
4 actually. There's one in March as well, just to ruin your mood.
I did mean before Christmas, but thanks for getting that even more. Pissing me off even more. We of course, the inevitable has happened, shall we say? Not been confirmed by the club yet, but been pretty much thrown about by everybody else. That we've got several injuries to key players. So, Michael, you look the most unhappy about it, so I'll come to you first.
Yeah, the sarcastic, yay.
Yeah, so these injuries and international breaks, what do you make of it?
It re-emphasizes why I detest international football apart from tournaments. It is, and I believe Alderete in particular wasn't playing a competitive game. I think it was just, it was competitive friendly, if you want to call it such a thing, but there was a game with no stakes, really. I think with Alderete, I mean, look, we don't know the extent of either injury, but as Sunderland can't have nice things when it comes to injuries, knowing our luck, they're probably going to be out until Christmas. So we'll wait and see with that one. But to me, I think with Alderete, he's probably the one we could, and I don't want to lose him because I think he's been class, but he's the one I think we could live without the more of the two, because I think if Ballard, as long as you have Ballard, Mukiele, and Gertrude and everybody else all staying fit and we don't get any more injuries, we can probably just about cope. But it's subject to those things where there's no one else getting injured. Sadiki's, for me, is a massive blow, because then it makes you question in the midfield, like, who do you put in alongside Xhaka? Because, and I do worry about Saturday in that regard, because of the fact that if you have Xhaka, I mean, you could have, say, Dan Neil or Chris Rigg, for example, to go in the middle with him, but neither of them give you the athletic energy that Sadiki does. And I think, it's, I mean, don't get us wrong, I don't mind either player, but I think it's a lot to ask for them to play in a big physical blood and thunder Premier League. Certainly from the start. Like, Rigg has done it. He did start against Villa and play quite well, but he wasn't in the central midfield role, if you get what I mean. I think he was the more advanced of the midfielders, and I think that's slightly different. But it might prompt a change of system from Lebreeze. We don't know. We might end up through force, change it. Well, unless you put Gertrude in the midfield, I don't know. It depends how comfortable he might be in there. So, I don't know. I think, don't get us wrong. I mean, what is it? Does that Diarra, Sadiki, and Alderete out injured now? So,
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, right, can we
and
just
Reinildo
have,
still suspended, of course.
Brilliant. We'll have to watch Masuaku at left back again. But
maybe
yeah.
Maybe not. When you see my team later, maybe not.
Well, okay, then we'll see if.
So you've all got to stay now and tune in for that.
We'll tune in to see before Wayne goes to bed. If he's going to have a
Make
really
sure you stay
optimistic
till the
team.
187th minute when we'll go to Wayne for his team.
Yeah, well done. If you're still listening to 187-minute podcast, longest show ever. But yes, so I think we'll see. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we went with the back three on Saturday, but who knows? I mean, like I said, if it's them three out injured, I just think, right, okay, then can Leeds, Burnley, Brentford, West Ham, Wolves, and everyone, can they all start getting key injuries, please, to even the playing field up a bit? But yeah, it sucks, and it's even worse when they get injured when they don't play for your club as well, or even in training for Sunderland. It's just I just hate international football so damn much.
No, exactly. And you're right as well. I mean, the fact that we had nothing to do with any of these injuries that have occurred, it really just sort of goes like, why is this happening? I still remember back in the day when Kenwyn Jones got injured for Trinidad and was just out for 5 months of the season. And this was in the closed season. He was then out for 5 months of our sort of season going on. Mike, I'm going to come to you because Michael brought up an interesting point that I thought you were pulling a lovely face at there, that the likes of Dan Neil could be getting a start in the team. And I know you're in the Dan Neil #1 fan club, owned by you, chaired by you, and supported by you.
I mean, when you say he doesn't hate Dan Neil, but then proceeds to demonstrate that he hates Dan Neil.
Right,
Yeah.
no, I don't hate Dan Neil, but I'm sorry.
But he's going to demonstrate he hates Dan Neil. What he's gonna say next.
No,
But I don't hate Daniel, but
I don't hate Dan Neil, but I think he's a crap player.
You carry on, lads. I'll answer in my own time. It's all right. Riggs had more minutes, right? As much as it's not been, great, Riggs had more minutes, so he's going to be the first choice there to replace him, I should think. Rigg also works well with that striker that's supposed to be the best in the Northeast.
Is the best in the Northeast. Less of that.
And I mean, I don't know what the state of any other injuries are, but it's Mundell's was due back originally around mid-October, but I don't know if they've bumped that even further.
6 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, they've not said out. They're both back on. Sirkin and Mundell are both back on the grass training, but I think they're a way away from being anywhere near the team at this point.
Well, even if the option is anybody out of position or Dan Neil.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'd stick on 9 in.
Remember?
I'd stick on 9 in. I like that, Neil. We need a ball boy. Yeah.
Well, Wayne, what do you think of it all then? So Siddiqui, I think it was a sprained ankle, they said. We don't know yet the extent of it. Tomorrow's press conference with Labrie or Friday is going to be very interesting. And then, of course, Alderete, we haven't really heard anything about it apart from a bruised or, a strained muscle at the back. So what are your thoughts?
Well, look, we didn't know the extent of them, do we? They both might be fine. I've read some varying reports. There was some lads commenting on my channel that apparently Alderete came off because of cramp. It wasn't a thigh strain, but then websites are reporting that he's done a thigh muscle, which could be 5 weeks to 5 months. So until we get the exact, diagnosis of what they are, then we just didn't know. We just speculated, haven't we? Obviously, if it is a blow, Siddiqui, I think it'll be the big miss. We have got cover. I think I'm covering defence if need be. But it's just frustrating. Like I say, when they get away, they're playing these nothing games. I mean, I don't even know whether Siddiqui was playing. Was it in training or was it actually in a game? I didn't know if it was a...
I'm not too sure now. I thought he was in it. I thought they said it was in a game. I think he got subbed off. But then I've seen the video of him walking out the stadium, limping on his own with no crutches, no support, no nothing. And I'm like, what are you doing?
I mean, like you say, it could be an out. I mean, it might just be a knock. We didn't know, how things get blown out of proportion when it's on social media. So until I hear, Regis Labrisse's press conference probably tomorrow, then we'll wait and see. But I think we'll be fine. I think we've got enough cover at the moment if we didn't get any more injuries. But we'll see what happens tomorrow.
We've definitely got the best physios to find an injury when Liverpool's physios can't find it, but we can. So we'll know for definite when our guys get
exactly. But being Laney's put an interesting one in the comments there. I think you've started, Mike. But Bowers mentioned it before as well. Is there an option that the trader gets pushed into the midfield, maybe a bit more alongside Xhaka? But he did play a couple of his first appearances for us as a sort of defensive midfield. He came off the bench against Palace, defensive midfield. I'm sure against Forest he slotted in there, but then went to right back as well.
Or was that centre back?
Yeah, he did as well. Because at one point I think we dropped in with Xhaka, Neil, and Gertrude all as like midfielders with our back sort of 4-5 at that moment. So there's potential that he could slot in there as well. Xhaka's going to play where Xhaka does, but could you see the likes of Enzo maybe sitting next to him in the central midfield, Bowers?
Yes and no. I think for me, a lot of it is going to be, I don't know how big and physical and aggressive Wolves midfielders are, but I would imagine they probably are, because in general, there's a lot of athleticism in pretty much every midfield in the Premier League. So to me, I would think Enzo, probably could work in the midfield, but I'll be wondering how much athleticism has he got That's the thing. So I don't know. I mean, but I could see a world potentially where Enzo does play in the midfield. But again, it depends. Is that going to be, if that's in the midfield three, then do you play him in the, is it going to be Enzo, Xhaka and Rig? Probably, I would imagine. I don't know. So I don't know. It for me, whether Enzo plays, and I think for me, it really depends on the system, to be honest. Because if we play with a back three, then I could see a scenario where, say, I don't know, Hume and Talby, for instance, get our wing backs. And then you have Enzo and Xhaka, but even to me, that seems quite lopsided. But so yeah, I suppose to me, it depends what system we play, whether we see him in midfield or not.
You were saying before, Wayne, about your system. I know you don't want to give us any spoilers at the minute, but do you foresee a system change with these potential injuries?
No, I don't think so. I think that 5-3-2, when we were back against the wall against United that week, where we had to change it, and the Villa game. But I think at home, you probably keep the same kind of formation. I just think, just the options of Guillermo you just mentioned there, like Xhaka, Rig and Enzo in midfield potentially could be an option. It'll all depend, but I don't think we'll have a system change. I just think there might be a few changes in personnel and a few switches around of people in certain positions, but I think the system will probably stay the same.
Fair
I wouldn't really want to play that 5-3-2 at home anyway. I think we're more attacking and more aggressive when we've got that kind of front three. So I'd rather keep that from when we're playing against sides who are big and strong in front, and we need that extra cover. So for me, I'd keep the same.
Can I just say, to be fair though, you can play a forward three, but in a 3-4-3 system.
Yeah.
Which is more what I was thinking of when I said that. Because it would be Xhaka and another one in the midfield too, and then you have the wing backs providing the width, and you have maybe three forwards. It just all depends on which system gives us the best balance.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mike, what do you make of the midfield options then? If it was you, I know what you wouldn't do. So, but if
you wouldn't leave Dan Neil on the bench, you'd start him.
Of course he would.
How would you see this going, and what would you pick, Mike?
Well, I'll throw a spanner in the works. When we looked at like all these transfers when they were coming in, we were looking at quite a few of them with utility players and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And Talby can play there. So Talby playing there with a Dingra and Enzo. Dingra on the right, Enzo on the left. Talby in the middle as an attacking midfielder with Xhaka behind him. It is a potential for me. But I think Rig is good enough to step in for this game.
I think Rig will start anyway.
Yeah,
I think it'll be Rig.
I think Rig will start in that advanced role where he can support the striker, whether that's Isidore or Mayenda at this point. But because he proved in the first half an hour against Villa, he was linking up quite easily with the striker in that game as well. And obviously the blatant, grievous bodily harm, Mike, that was Reinildo obviously cost him his place in that game. Or are you still on? That wasn't a red card.
Where he was protecting himself for a fully grown man falling on top of him. Is that the one we're talking about? Yeah.
That's the fully grown man that does pants adverts now. Yeah.
It's because he shit himself.
Yeah, probably. That's why he gets multi-packs and all that. Yeah, absolutely. Right. So, Bowers, did you have a question for us at this point? I'm going to come in nice and early.
Yeah, well, because we had a game to talk about over the past weekend, haven't we? So
exactly.
Cheers international football. No, well, what I was going to say was, the basic question is Saturday. I know that some people feel it's a must-win because of the fixtures we have coming up afterwards. And don't get me wrong, I understand that. We've got, Chelsea and Arsenal in the next three after this. You've got Everton in the mix, who are no mugs either, by the way. And by the way, Wolves isn't a given. We have to remember, I hope our fans don't assume that it's, Wolves are on 2 points. Wolves are bottom of the league. This will be an easy win. No Prem game's easy. Despite what Leeds and Burnley fans will try to tell you about our start, no Premier game is actually easy. So unless you're Mike and you're thinking that we're going to blitz every game and we'll finish in a European place at the end of the season, so who knows? Love you, Mike. But I had to get that in there. But with Wolves, is Wolves, in the context of how many points we currently are ahead of them at the time of speaking, is it a must not lose for us? As much as we want to win, by the way, because I think winning would be massive. But I think it's equally important we don't get beat, personally.
I'll let everyone else go first because I'm obviously the pessimist of the group. So
go on, Wayne.
Guys, go ahead.
I think it's definitely a must not lose. I'd even probably gone as far to say it's probably a must win because, like you say, we've got these hard games coming up. You're going back-to-back defeats. You then get to Chelsea, you lose 3 on a bounce. If you get beat there, then you suddenly the good start suddenly looks not so good. So I think we have to approach this as a must win. But like you say, we can't underestimate it at all, because there's still a decent side. There's no really bad sides in the Premier League, and don't forget that they've had 2 good draws in the last 2 games. They have started looking so they're going to start and turn things around. So by all means, it's not a gimme. But I think we do have to be looking to capitalise on this, and our home form is going to be key, as we know anyway. So we've just got to go in there, but not be too confident and not underestimate them. And I don't think Rhys Lebris will do that. Let's not forget Wolves had 17 players away themselves on international duty as well. So that's going to affect their team and their lineup. So it's a bit even Steven. So
hopefully all theirs have been snapped as well then.
Fingers crossed. But I think for me it's 100% a must not lose, and I would kind of say it's probably a must win, just purely based on the games that we have coming up.
Yeah, that's fair. Mike, do you want to get that in the try our first poll? What do people think for this game? Is it a must win or a must not lose sort of?
I would argue personally, by the way, that it's maybe a must win for Wolves.
Absolutely.
But yeah, for us, I think it's for us. I think if it ends a draw, unless we're like 2-0 up and it's 2-2, or we concede late on, I think a point would suit us better than it would Wolves. But by the way, that's not me saying I'll be delighted with the points, by the way.
No.
I think it's an opportunity to try and win, but I just don't want our fans to assume that it's going to be easy. And I think, remember what I said a couple of weeks ago, Man United away. I know Wolves should be what's the word I'm looking for? Less challenge, even though it's going to be difficult still, but Man United should be a more difficult fixture. But I think too many of our fans got a little overconfident before Man United. So I'm hoping they don't do that in this game just because of where Wolves are in the league.
Yeah. I think Wolves' fixtures they've got us away, Burnley at home,
That's
and
huge,
Fulham at home. I can see the poll is up, Mike. Well done. Although you've put must not lose, but not lose. But
listen, I was typing. I'm over the top of everything. All right.
And you put squirrel as well as an option.
Squirrel's the 4th option for people that just like ADHD.
Squirrel.
Yeah.
That's a great film.
Hi there, my name is Doug. And
I just met you, and I love you.
So we'll have a look into those in a minute. For me, it reeks of the Brentford game earlier on in the season, where after the Burnley loss, I was like, well, I'd have wanted to win this beforehand, but now that we've just lost, I don't want us to sort of, like Wayne says, go back to back. And the penalty for me was the more sort of like relief moment in that game when Enzo scored it. I was like, right, great, we've got 1-1. We've rode our luck with their offside goal, with their penalty, and then we went behind in like 70 plus, but we've still managed to sort of claw it back. And then, that beautiful moment where we did actually nick it off them in the end, and we've got the winner. And hopefully that's the script again on Saturday, that we do sort of somehow manage to find a way to win that one, because our home form's going to be so key for us this season. I kind of go down the route of it's a must win. It depending on how much or how long these players are out for will also impact that sort of decision, really. Like if they suddenly go, Alderete and Siddiqui are done until January now, I'm going to be like, well, I want to win for the maximum points, but I don't want to win at the cost of, them knackering themselves out for everything or throwing too much at, what I mean, and just overexerting themselves. So, that's where I look at it. But Mike, what do you think? And we've got some 16 votes in already in the poll as well.
Yeah, 12% a squirrel.
If you haven't watched Up, by the way, what are you doing? It's a great movie.
So I think it's a must win. For different reasons, nothing to do with Wolves, to do with the Stadium of Light. I think we've set up a fortress, and I think that's our way of staying up in this league, by maintaining that reputation. So big, massive showing from the lads, big T4, lots of fire, let's scare them, let's keep the fortress going. And for that very same reason, I'll be saying that for every home game at the moment. Obviously, that's going to get more and more difficult with different fixtures.
See what he's going to say when we've got Manchester City coming up.
Well, no, it's the thing is Sunderland have always been the same, whether we've got this squad or a squad from 10 years ago. We play against City, and we play like a team that should be playing City. We play against Burnley, and we play like Burnley, so we play down to their level. So it's these lower teams that worry me more than facing the big teams. through
That's
history.
I think
That's
for me, these sort of games worry me a lot more because these are the games where I feel are going to be massive in determining how well we're going to do this season.
This is it.
So, yeah.
10th, then 6th.
You've got to beat the teams around you, Michael. You have to beat these teams around you who are going to be at the bottom with you. These are the most important games. Your Man United, your Chelsea's, they're not the important ones. Yes, you've got to try and pick up your points, but these games are your bread and butter where you have to get results out of them.
That's
a belter of a comment. Is Squirrel to do with protecting your nuts when Reynaldo is back? Watch your
Sorry,
nuts,
I forgot.
Reynaldo Manzava's coming after you.
If it is, then you can all vote for Squirrel. That's fine. So yeah, I think that's where we stand. I'm going to ask a question from the chat. Stephen Hensley, you've put in 2 here, but I'm going to save your other one for a little later. We're coming up there. But you've all seen the news that some of the fixtures have changed for December. I think Liverpool on the 3rd has changed to an 8:15 game, so that is a Wednesday. So midweek Mackems might have to change day from a Wednesday for that one there. But the all important game against them up the road has been changed to a Sunday at 2 p.m, which of course is probably to do with their Champions League fixture against Leverkusen.
Don't they?
Yeah, exactly. We should have played them on Friday morning, is what it should have been while they're on the plane. So, I mean, we all thought it was going to change. I know, Emma, you put in the group chat as well. You were surprised it had changed as well. But I mean, Wayne, it was bound to happen, surely, wasn't it? That was
on the case. It was never ever going to be a Saturday at 3 o'clock, was it? Let's be fair.
Yeah.
You know, the way I was going to move it for TV. I'm happy it's a Sunday because I was dreading it was going to be a Friday night or a Monday night. Them type of games, at least we've still got a weekend. A Sunday afternoon's not as bad. I would have preferred it to be 4:30 because the 4:30 games seem to be the ones that are the most popular on Sky. But the early kick-off will do me fine. I'm just pleased it's not the early one on a Friday night, which I think would have been shite. We're still getting a good.
There's no way the police would have allowed that anyway.
Yeah, it was never going to be a nighttime game, no matter what planet they're on.
It just means that when we beat them, that we can't celebrate as much.
I love the confidence.
We've got to get to work on the Monday. We just kind of celebrate as much.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you just saying you didn't want it to be a nighttime game because it affects you going to bed later on?
Well, that was just me being selfish, Michael. But there is that reason.
Well, interesting enough, it's not like it's even been changed to go on Sky. They haven't announced which game out of Palace, Man City, Forest, Spurs, Sunderland, Newcastle, West Ham, and Villa is going to be the Sky game because they do all of them. But one of them becomes the main feature on Sky, and the others become the red button on Sky. You would imagine we have to be the one, but I've been a fan long enough where the derby isn't the game on telly, and it's just at a different time. And this is before.
I remember when we were always last on Match of the Day, no matter what the result was.
Yeah, if we got beat, we were first. If we won, they were sort of going, and here's your goal, enjoy. Like it was almost like, how dare you be on our bar channel? Bowers, what were your thoughts when they changed the fixture?
I was more furious that it wasn't on the Saturday because it gives Newcastle 24 hours extra to prepare for this game, which I really didn't particularly want. Mind you, of course, I probably do read a lot into that, but it's more because I'm desperate to beat Saudi Arabia. So, I'm really hoping that we can actually manage to do it. But being serious, I'm just trying to flick through here to see if I can find because the Sky cover Sky sort of.
Well, it will be on. It will be on Sky coverage, as in at least the red button. But they haven't said which one will be the featured one on. It should be. It's just I've like I said, been around long enough where it's not the main featured game, and they sort of go, "Oh, we want to watch Stoke QPR on a Super Sunday at 2:00." No one wants to watch Sunderland Newcastle, and you're sitting there going, "Are you joking? Like, what's going on here?" But
yeah, I'm just trying to find. Well, I have to try and find something. But to be honest, I think this will be the main featured game. I don't even know what the other Prem games are that day, so. It's going to be.
There's none that are good enough, really. Even the 4 o'clock is Brentford Leeds.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a random one to pick for 4:30.
Yeah, and considering that weekend's fixtures, bear with me. So there is no Friday night game, but it is Chelsea, Everton, Liverpool, Brighton, Burnley, Fulham, Arsenal, Wolves, and then you've got Palace, Man City, Forest, Spurs, Sunderland, Newcastle, West Ham, Villa, Brentford, Leeds.
Forest and Spurs is kind of a down.
That was the game of the weekend there.
And then Monday night is Man United, Bournemouth. So we are literally the standout fixture of that weekend.
We think we should be. It's a pretty big fixture, Sunderland, Newcastle. So But yeah, no, as far as this one's concerned, I mean, look, I knew it was going to be on TV. I think it's too big a game not to be just to be switched over. If it wasn't going to be moved to a Sunday, then it was going to be Saturday 12:30, whether it was on TNT Sports or not.
If it hadn't been for the Champions League, it probably would have been 12:30 on a Saturday.
But it would have been, I wouldn't have minded if it was on a Sunday if Newcastle were playing on the Wednesday or the Thursday. That would have been much more preferred. This is where Mike's going to fill me with some sort of delusion and say
no. Just listen. We can't complain too much because next season, when we want that break after a Champions League game, we'll need it. You know.
Oh, I never thought of that.
There we go.
I never thought of that.
Yeah, and Emma's put in there, why not 12:30 on the Saturday? I don't think they use that slot anymore on a Sunday. It's the 12:30 on for the Saturday. Your 3 o'clock, your 5:30, sometimes your 8s on a Saturday now. And then you've got your Friday and your Monday nights, like we said. But it's always
have sometimes like 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4. Oh, sorry.
Occasionally,
12 o'clock. Is it 2:15 then 4:30 or something? Or then it's
something. Occasionally they do them like that. But again, I don't know what the circumstances is that allow that. But I imagine it's something to do with if there's no games midweek for either side.
That would probably make sense. I mean, I'm quite happy we're playing. I'm quite happy we're playing them. I mean, this doesn't guarantee anything, obviously, but I'm quite happy we're playing them when they're going away in midweek in the Champions League. So I'm really hoping that Leverkusen game will take a lot out of them. And at the stadium, we know the crowd's going to be like really raucous and up for it. And I'm hoping that Sunderland, if you could not decorate your bar black and white, that would be a really good start. Don't do that, please. Don't do
that. Christmas, it should be red and white everywhere.
I don't want to be talking about.
So hang on. Let's get Mike to sneak inside the Sports Direct arena and then just go and decorate their bars in red and white stuff.
Yeah.
Why am I the sacrificial lamb?
Because you're the one who's optimistic that it's going to be a game. Michael, knowing Mike, he'll because Mike's the optimistic one. He'll be saying this is a game that's crucial for European hopes for Sunderland next season.
All of them are.
You okay with it, Mike? Oh, go on. Sorry, Wayne.
I'm just saying, I was talking there, and our Sky dictate most of the fixtures, but it could have also been something to do with the place, and the place would have probably had some say in it as well, I would have thought. So maybe that was the preferred choice, what the all came to that time on a Sunday.
Yeah, I used to hate the derbies when they're too early in the day. When they're at 12 o'clock, it feels like you never get any atmosphere because everyone's sort of like either been out on the Friday night or or trying to get out on it too early that it's not quite the same. You want a bit of atmosphere. And I'm not saying we need 8 o'clock at night games on a Wednesday. Do you know what I mean? Or a Friday night game, but you want the atmosphere in the game. It feels like they do try and take away from it with this scheduling. Go on, Michael.
Could you imagine actually if it's like really, really early? Wayne should be fresh as a daisy anyway because he likes to get to bed early. So
I'll be fine. I'll be all right.
Yeah, he should be fresh as a daisy. Could you actually imagine Northumbria Police or police in the North East if it was actually one of the designated midweek games, as in when every Prem game's midweek? And I'm going, good luck, lads, because the only thing I am shocked about this fixture is that it's kicking off as late as 2 o'clock. Because I thought for sure it would be 12 or 12:30 or whatever.
Yeah, you thought they'd make special circumstance to be it's an 11 o'clock start in the morning.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean.
Brilliant.
I just figured that the police would want it as early as possible because that extra hour or two, people are going to get absolutely pissed, aren't they?
Yeah, so,
and I think as well, the last time the FA Cup game was on that, they made it really early on the Saturday. And that meant that the Newcastle fans all had to meet up at the ground and travel in a certain way, which I imagine will be the same thing this time.
There's a lot more than then that day, weren't there? They had the full end, didn't they? This time, not that many.
They had your seat as well, didn't they?
Oh, well, we're not talking about that now.
Yeah.
No, we're not talking about that cup game didn't happen. It's all about the league format.
Yeah. Mike, what do you make of the time change and does it affect the derby, the atmosphere for it?
I mean, do you know what? Part of me glad that they've got the bit of a rest before the game, and because otherwise, when we do beat them, all the excuses would come out, right? So it just removes another one of their excuses, as far as I'm concerned.
But they can't make excuses though, because technically we could just go after the cup game. Well, one, we had Michael Beale, so it doesn't count, and two, it was basically rolling out the red carpet for you. So it was the easiest derby win you're ever going to have. And three, they can only beat us when they've got a superior. They can only beat us when they've got a team that's worth 100 times more than what ours is. So,
which they don't have anymore.
It's all about the league. That cup game doesn't count. It's all about the league. We're still on a winning streak.
When you've got Michael Beale in charge, no game counts against you.
except for the ones, conveniently, except for the ones where we managed to win.
Yeah, exactly.
Where
Well,
like Stoke was so bad, for example, where we were one of the teams we beat and Mason Burstow scored against them. That's how crap Stoke were.
yeah.
I mean, I think you're giving the police too much credit when that they've actually thought about this. You know, the police in London let 3 derby matches go ahead while there was 1 million people marching through the city. Didn't seem to make a difference down there. And I genuinely think it's probably been that long since there was like a proper league derby like this that they've just forgot what it could be like.
And there's probably
all the police are like 12-year-old now. I don't know if it's the same way you are, but they all look about 12.
The last one was barely the cup. I know
I was just about to say, yeah.
There was hardly any trouble, really, wasn't there? But you noticed, if we'd have won that game, how much trouble would they have been?
Well,
I mean, we wouldn't have done because we had Michael Beale, but the point stands.
Horses would have been knocked out everywhere.
We had Rusin, Michael Beale, we had Pritchard, who was trying at that time, at least, before he tried to leave a few weeks later. And
we have Abdullah Bar on the wing or something.
Yeah, he came on and looked
all
right.
5 minutes, and it was the best he's ever looked in a Sunderland shirt for that last 5 minutes.
My mates, when they came on, I went, "Oh, he's terrible. He's no good." And he came on and skinned like 3 players and put a decent ball. And everyone went, "Why are you digging him out? He's your best player." Like,
I'm quite curious on what the team we had that day is now.
It'll be Patterson.
I've got it in front of us. Does anyone want to try and guess it?
Yeah.
Go on, Conrad's doing it.
Patterson, Hume, 09, Ballard, Elise. Then it was, we're just going to have to Clark played, Ekwar played, Pritchard played, Dan Neil played, Rusin. Roberts. No, he was injured. No, he wasn't Roberts.
No, I literally just said a minute ago he was injured.
Yeah. So who played out on that side?
He's looked at this lineup beforehand coming on, I'm sure.
No, I'm just sad to remember.
Pavier's not started the game yet, has he? Not been a Pavier,
exactly.
You'll be kicking yourself when I tell you who the last player is.
So who played out on the right-hand side for us around that sort of time? Anyone in the chat, help me out.
It wasn't someone who plays out wide. I'll give you a hint. It was someone who left us in the summer. Bellingham? And it's not Patrick Roberts.
Bellingham must have played then.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the team was Patterson, Hume, 09, Ballard, Elise, Ekwar, Neil, Pritchard, Job, Clark, and Rusin. And then when you compare Newcastle, and this is what I mean about Newcastle, can we again beat us when they've got a miles better team? Their team was Dubravka, Trippier, Sharp, Botman, Dan Burn, Joe Linton, Bruno Ramirez, Sean Longstaff, Miguel Almiron, Alexander Isak, Liverpool, and Anthony Gordon.
Yeah. Claire Balding.
That's like what chance did we have in that fixture?
Well, especially when he said play out from the back.
But you know the funny thing is, we literally gave them a helping hand in every single goal they scored. One was an own goal. Ekwar decided to be generous and give him a late Christmas present. And then we had, what was the last one, a penalty or something? So
yeah, it says a lot that Ballard was your best player. So, Ballard was the best player that day, and he scored an own goal and gave away a penalty.
That's weird, because I thought he had a good game then. That was so strange.
Anyway, we don't want to talk about that. It was a bad dream. We all, got past of it.
This is more fuel to the fire. Hopefully, let's get payback in December.
Exactly. So the vote final came in of the must not lose, the must not win, squirrel, or makes no difference. And 50% of people said it's must not lose, 40% of people said it's must win, and 10% said squirrel.
I thought most people would go must win.
I thought more people would go squirrel, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Squirrels.
They've probably already.
You mean in the squeaky dog collar voice, or the menacing one?
Ooh, the menacing one.
Yeah.
Can you do that one while we're here?
Well, welcome to Disney Impressions by Midweek Mackems. I can tell a lot of football's happened this week.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the best one though. Just goes, "You're my master. I have just met you, and I love you. My master made me this car. Squirrel." I don't know how does Squirrel get into the pool. It might just randomly think of up and just go squirrel.
Mrs. ADHD, I use the reference all the time.
Fair enough.
Or did you just randomly start do a podcast or talk, and then you just randomly go squirrel 20 times in the show?
You should have it like your text alert or something like that, just to see if she looks up.
Can you imagine a midweek Mackems out of context, and it's just me or Mike going squirrel?
I think people are turning off at the moment. So just before you go, do you want to press like? Yeah, we're going to go back to the football.
This is what an international break does to you.
Yeah, exactly. We're all a bit
got you talking about squirrels.
What's disappointed in the chat when I thought more people would have voted squirrel, wasted votes. Exactly. Well, I'm kind of glad it didn't win because it would have been like, we're trying to be, hey, look, let's get everyone involved. You've put a stupid
96 people still watching over on our side, so at least we know you're on the same wavelength.
Actually, tell you what, add a poll in, blobby video or no blobby video
Oh,
going forward. I want to know what people actually think, because I fucking hate that thing until he scores. Then it's amazing. But yeah, I need to know where like the fan base sits on that, because we had some comments going like, stop playing that fucking video.
That was from me.
Yeah.
Here's what you got to do. Play the Mr. Blobby video, but somehow Photoshop Dan Neil's head on Mr. Blobby.
Right, I'm just going to get my vote
Dan
in.
Neil.
Yes or not no?
Who's put him in charge of the polls?
Yeah. Right. I'm just going to say this. No counts as you actually hate it, so no. Gone in there. Oh my God, it's very close after 10 votes. Come on, people, help us out here.
Yes, come on!
While this is going on, Mike, do you have a subject or a question you want to approach this week?
Kind of.
Moving swiftly on.
Yeah, we've got to go to bed.
Well, the only one I want to mention is I want to ask about a player and what you guys think. We've got Jay Matete still. He played 35 games down the road from me at Bolton. 3 goals and assist, and played like quite a few games for them. Central midfielder, something we might be lacking with current injuries. Does he get a chance at all in this squad?
No.
Doesn't get anywhere near.
Surely he's ahead of Dan Neil.
Not a chance.
No,
not even
he's
close.
This is a player who didn't even
our
get
team
championship
if we in the
games for
championship
us.
still, man.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
Like,
not even League One quality.
Hang on, I'm going to have to log into all my different YouTube accounts to vote in this poll.
well, the comments coming in are no, he's terrible.
Go, is Dan Neil better than Jay Matete? And I'll just log in 20 different accounts and go, yes.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Matete isn't worth a look, and that's from
There
a
you go.
Bolton fan. So there we go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Steve.
That is your brother, who is a steward at the Reebok. It's not called the Reebok anymore, but yeah, he will have seen him several times. We're getting lots of comments in. No, he's terrible. Definitely not. So it's just you that thinks he's worth it. If we're doing that, could we just
I know,
play
I never
Pavetta?
said he's worth a shot. I'm asking the question because when we're short on midfield.
But Tam's
Right, let
coming
me
on.
put it this way. So you mean since he's signed
Tams.
for us, so he's been with someone put Mike's internet. I love it. So basically, so we think he's played for us. He's played for Sunderland. Hey, there we go. Done that himself. There you go. Oh, he's back. Never mind. But yeah, I was going to go. So he's played for us in League One. Then he went to Plymouth. Then he went to Bolton. And then I can't remember who else he went to. Oxford. Bye. Let's play him in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Do you know what happened, right? We've actually played him at the weekend of like 1-0
Can you imagine?
Jay Screamer.
Oh,
Wolves are going down. They deserve to go down.
I'd be the only one. I'd be the only one on this stream next Wednesday like that. Where's everyone gone?
I'm with Leighton.
Steve Hensel's just put on as well. I saw that this week
that's good.
the new bridge is open, so I park at St Mary's when I go there. So I'm gonna still go on the old bridge because I'm an old traditionalist and look at the other side and start flicking the V's at all the people on the new one. Yeah.
Got it. This is Jay Matete, is what he's destined for. He's going to help the club by advertising the Keelmouth Bridge, or whatever it's called, the new bridge that's just opened.
The regular bridge.
Regular bridge. There you go. That's it.
He'll be sweeping it. That's all he'll be doing, road sweeping it.
Yeah.
53% yes.
Come on, people, vote no.
Don't get
or
us
vote
wrong. Being
not no.
serious, I didn't mind Jay Matete in League One. I thought he was functional. He was okay, but like, come on, like even if we're in the Championship, I'm surprised. To be honest, I'm surprised a League One club didn't come in for him in the summer, because I actually think in League One he would have been
I am. Yeah, he did it before we started because I was mentioning Isidore, my
I was going to say, for content, we have to mention this for the listeners on Spotify. Basically, the name under Mike's actual name is I'm with Stupid. So,
pointing in my general direction.
Towards Conrad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bolton's ground is actually called Tough Sheet Stadium. Yeah, that is brilliant. It's one of the best named stadiums in the country.
It would be funnier that though, because now it looks like you really are stupid that you're pointing completely away from us. But that would have been like one of those things where in like is it Blackadder where they go, we've got the 3 silly twerps, but the big joke is there's only 2 of them.
All right, I'll ask Mike a question directly then. Will Jay Matete make any appearance in the Premier League this season, even if it's for like 2 minutes off the bench in stoppage time?
Probably not probably might get some time on a cup game maybe for a couple of minutes if we're literally. It depends how injury plagued we get. I mean, I don't want to say no for the sake of look how many international breaks we've got to deal with, and look what's happened in this one. So it's scary.
Your midfield two is Granit Xhaka and Jay Matete.
Imagine.
Matete would just be asking for Xhaka's autograph.
Just running around after him, going, "Oh my god!"
Your old man was like, "Wait, what do you mean? I've let my man go through." Oh, it's all right. We're 5-0 down anyway, so it doesn't matter.
And it was all your fault, exactly. Just
no, it was Isaac's fault.
No, exactly. We can't be bringing in Jay Matete just for this game. I really don't want that to happen. As much as you don't want to see Dan Neil, I think me, Michael, and Wayne are all about that same level for seeing Jay Matete stride out behind Granit Xhaka, looking like one of the kids who's actually the one there. What do you call the ones who walk out with him?
Mascots.
The mascots. That's the word I'm looking for. Look like a mascot. Like, oh my god, have you seen this fucking Granit Xhaka? I don't need to be seeing that.
Like I said, for me,
I'd agree with Leighton Mills though.
Yeah, you'd play. Being serious, you would play all night instead of Matete. I didn't mind. Like I said before, I think Matete was an okay squad player for us in League One. I just didn't. But he's not gonna. That for me is his ceiling. Like if he's going to a club that's like, it was an example of a club trying to be up there. But Bolton, I suppose, is a good example, or even like a Plymouth again. You know, someone like that actually wouldn't be too bad in that division. I just think that, there's nothing wrong with him. I think he genuinely did try, and for all the laughter we do, I didn't mind. There's players I can think of in midfield that I dislike far more than Jay Matete. Jack Rodwell, twat. But with Jay Matete,
good to see you passionate about that one. I really enjoy seeing that. Yeah.
Bleeding the club dry, you little leech. But yeah. Moving on from that, and Sunderland until I die, because it really annoys me that. Look, Jay Matete for me is just. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't move in the summer. I'm surprised the League One club didn't come in for him. But obviously, this is the last year of his contract.
Why has nobody bought him? See it all.
Yeah, I mean, I was only throwing the question out because of the injuries. That's all.
Okay, let me mention a stat just to say what Wayne's had.
I'd rather put Michael Proctor back in.
Yeah. Let's just say, Jay Matete, every club he's been to in League One, apart from I think Bolton, has got promoted, and he's been featuring prominently in most of them.
So that means he's a good League One player, but Championship he's shite, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. He never got a run out for us in the Championship, really, did he? He might have got the odd cameo. I think he played against Watford in that 2-2, I seem to remember. One where
he always get booed every time he played, he got booed.
Yeah, just wasn't there. That was when we were like starting to introduce, your Michu, your Bar, your Burnett.
Was it because Watford don't know anything about you, so you might look all right for 2 minutes?
Yeah, exactly.
To be fair, though, can you imagine? I can imagine Wayne would come, but say if we'd got relegated and we had to start and Granit Xhaka left, and then Jay Matete comes in.
Honestly.
Jimmy _Paddy's just put. I haven't got it up on the screen, but he put. I'd rather Patterson went into midfield.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we've got about 40 minutes left before Wayne has properly had enough.
40.
40. Yeah. So before we move on to
one question,
before we move on to Mike's didn't count really, because it was an obvious no. Before we move on to Wolves, me and Wayne have brought a bit of a different sort of subject, I guess, on here, but we're going to do a blind ranking.
No, mine's not blind rating. I've surprised you again. It's not blind rating.
Oh, right. Well, do you want to go first, and I'll do mine?
Go on.
Yeah, so, go on. You go now.
This one's Sunderland and Wolves related. There's 25 players have played for both teams. How many can you get?
So
25 players have played for both teams.
Jody Craddock,
yeah.
Gary
Stephen
Breen.
Fletcher.
Gary Breen, yeah. Stephen
Fletcher.
Yeah.
Okay. That's my contribution done. Players who played for both. Ooh.
Oh, now I'm sure we've got 3. So see you all later.
It's only 22 to go.
Jesus, what's the pass mark again at uni? Is it 40%? What's 40% of 25, guys?
Just say 10 to 12.
Yeah.
Lescott.
Yeah, Lescott's one.
Thank you, Jimmy. The chat is also
Googling. Michael, Googling.
I'm not Googling. I've voted yes in that poll with 3 different accounts so far.
Yeah, so have I. I voted no.
Yes, I think Mike mentioned Danny Bart. Yeah, okay, that's a good
Bart,
idea.
The chat helping us out here.
The Chattergam Berserker, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll start from it. Michael Gray.
Yes.
Yeah. So, L12 bomb put Carlos Edwards. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, did he? I didn't know that one.
He was there on loan.
Oh. Danny Graham, someone's put in. John Swinney.
I don't know enough about Wolves.
Yeah, I don't think that.
Didn't they have Bully at one point?
They didn't have the displeasure of Danny Graham.
Hang
We
on,
had him twice.
Dion Sanderson. Dion Sanderson, is he one of them?
We had him on loan from them, didn't we? Or was it
We
Birmingham?
did. I don't know whether he made an appearance, like in one-off appearance in a league game or something for Wolves.
He's not on my list.
Not on this. Oh, all right then.
Darren Gibson, somebody's asking.
No.
We said Don Goodman. He's been in a few
Yes,
times in the comments there.
Yeah, he's Don Goodman.
Yeah.
One.
Oh, man, I'm struggling. Oh, Daryl Murphy. Didn't he play at Wolves?
Yes.
Yep. And then Neil Collins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, John McKinney, for that one. James Bowen's actually put Dion yes, so it must have been that he was at Wolves. But so there's 26. We got a bonus one there, guys. How many have we got though, Wayne? At this point, before we just start randomly shouting out names,
You got.
I was going to say.
Don Goodman, Gary Breen, Craddock, Michael Gray, Carlos Edwards, Les Scott, Fletcher, Neil Collins, Danny Batt. You've got 9.
only 9. Oh, God.
I think if we get another.
Who
3 or
played
4, I
alongside
think-
Stuart? Kyle.
Kevin Kyle.
Yes.
Was it? Yes.
He's on, yeah, was there on loan?
That's probably the only one I know. I'm done.
Someone's put in, L12 Bombs put in Greg Halford.
Yeah, Greg Halford's one.
Ask your cat, Conrad. Does he know?
Who played up front for Wolves as us as well? Not up front, just anywhere. Right, you turned away. You're a bunch of help, mate. I'm trying to think. Have we said Alex Ray?
Alex Ray's one.
Okay, because someone put in the chat, but they spell it Ray, R-A-Y.
Yeah, Alex Ray's one, yeah.
Tam says he's Googled it, so help us out, mate. Help you out right now.
I like that. Okay, hang on. Wait, does Jay Matete count as an answer?
If we loan him out now.
I think he was ball boy there for like half an hour.
Is that just to us as well?
I think we've got to call that because we're past the Googling point. How many did we get?
Yeah, that's about 11 or 12 minutes, so well done. The other ones I've got David Conley. Did anybody put that in there?
Yeah, Being Laney just put that in.
We've got Carl Robinson.
Oh, yeah, forgot about him.
Elliott.
Oh, fuck, how did I forget Stephen Elliott? I love Stephen Elliott.
Paul Butler. Darius Kabitsky.
Paul Butler was in there.
David Kelly. And the other ones are off years ago. Danny Hagan, Rob Hindmarsh, Peter Daniel, Harry Hooper, and Harry Shaw.
You could have just picked up any name there. You know, I wouldn't have known.
I'm just glad I can't.
I like that feature, Wayne. We should do that every time we've got a game. Like, who played these ones on it? That's a good one.
Good interest.
It'll be good. It'll be good when the derby comes along. So who played for both Sunderland and Newcastle United?
He was like a secret agent against West Ham for us. Yeah, exactly. Well, I've gone with a bit of a different one. So if you've ever seen what on YouTube is called like a blind ranking, where I'm going to read out 10 Premier League Sunderland Premier League strikers one at a time, and you've got to rank them on positions 1 to 10 where you think they go without knowing who's coming next. I have uploaded pictures, but 5 of them didn't upload because they said the file's too big. So some of them will be in there. So you've got to work together. You can ask the chat as well to be part of this, but I do want a agreed answer.
I'll write them down. I'll write them down as we agree. Are you writing them down, Conrad?
I can do. Yeah.
If this is anything pre-2010-11, then obviously I'm going to be of no use whatsoever, but we'll go with it.
It might be. So the first one I do not have a picture for because he's too massive, and he actually is. It's Tore Andre Flo. Scored on his debut, the less that said about him, the better. 33 games, 6 goals. Where does Tore Andre Flo come from?
Can I just say before the other two go for it? Is he the one that? Hang on, who's the one that we signed the same name but the wrong player?
Milton Nunes.
Nunes on him, yeah.
I will say no spoilers really, but Nunes is not on this list.
Okay.
But hang on, but I think there's quite a few that are worse. I don't think he was that bad compared to some of the ones we had. I'm going to say 7.
But we didn't know who the other ones are.
Exactly.
Anyway,
So you can't put him 10, and then all of a
How many
sudden
are we
Will
going
Griggs
here?
above him.
How many are we going here? Is it 5 or 10?
10.
10.
Is it right?
10.
10.
10.
Okay, all right, okay.
James
I'm
Bowen
saying
said he should be 15.
7 as it's a first one. I'm saying 7 as safety. Up to you guys if you want to.
The thing is, he came with a big reputation, didn't he? He scored goals everywhere he went. Then he
He'd
came
had his
here.
big purple patch for Chelsea and Rangers, and then we shelled out at the time a club record fee for him. He was meant to be the replacement for Niall Quinn to, keep the big man, little man going. So
I scored his debut from 1 yard
scored
out.
against Man United as well, on his debut, but it just never really worked out for him.
Okay.
I'm probably with Mike. I'll probably say about 7th.
7.
Well, even if I said anything else, I'm out of it anyway. But I'll say 7 because I've got a feeling we're going to have more.
I've seen this done on
this
another
list.
channel, and they saved the number 1 spot for who they thought he was going to read
I
out, and the
really
last
shite.
name was like Will Grigg or something.
Yeah. Well, who knows? So L12 Bongs put 7 as well. So we've got 3 votes, 7. John Rosenbury, I think it is, put 5. So we'll go with the 7. We'll go with the 7th then.
Okay.
So up next is Connor Wickham. Scored massive goals in our Great Escape season in 2014 at Chelsea and Man City, of course. Hot streak hero or too inconsistent to go too high. 91 games, 15 goals.
I will say in his defence, though, like after the Great Escape, he was shifted out wide, wasn't he? He ended up playing out on the left-hand side pretty much throughout the whole of the 14-15 season. So, at least I think he did. I'm sure it was like most of it. And I'm pretty sure he got like 5 or 6 goals. Yeah, well, this is the thing, yeah. There it is. And to be fair, yeah, obviously he was the reason we stayed up under Poyet, wasn't it? So I'd probably personally go 6. I think because there's going to be worse, I would say 6 personally.
I think 5 or 6. I think he's another one that had great potential, but never kind of.
Never fulfilled it, did he?
No,
I'll go with the consensus. If you want to say 6, I'll go with you.
To be fair, I'm happy with either 4. I'm happy with 5 or 6.
Well,
if you want to go
the
5,
chat are saying the chat are agreeing with 6. David Harris 6, John Rosenbury 6, Changing Crisis 6, James Bowen's 5.
I want Emma to say what she wants. Put Emma says I'm not saying what I want. Emma, what did you want to say? Just say it.
Minus 100. So he's locking in 6 for Wickham.
We'll lock in 6. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Up next, number 3, Niall Quinn. He's a club legend. Niall Quinn, the gentle giant, link-up king, even managed us for a game and won. I would say lost the other 4. Surely he's got to be near the top of your list. 203 games.
2 or 3.
I was going to say the lowest he's got to be is 3.
I think it's at the lowest because I think most people think you've put Kevin Phillips in there. And I don't think you have. So I'm going to go for number 1.
Really? But you've got other.
Okay,
would you rate him above all of our other strikers apart from Phillips?
I actually preferred Quinn over Phillips, but that's because I'm really tall, so I always thought of myself playing football more as Niall Quinn rather than Kevin Phillips. I couldn't run past people and I couldn't fucking shoot, so I was more Quinn was my sort of.
I'd probably go 2 personally.
We've got 2s, 3s, 1s, 1 or 2, 4 is James.
4.
I can't say a 1. I feel like there's.
Go on. Well, Michael says 2 as well, so we'll go on 2.
2. Okay.
Wayne's
Will Grigg's going to be number 1. Yeah, I can say Will Grigg going to be number 1.
If Will Grigg's number 1,
yeah. Well, okay.
I know what Conrad's going to do here, though. We're all going to think that there's going to be someone better than Quinn at versus number 1. And then at the very end, Conrad's going to go, Will Grigg is number 1. Like, oh no.
We'll see. We'll see.
Kevin Kyle.
John Stead is not on this list. Number 4 is Daryl Murphy. Bit of a throwback, but Murphy reliable, unflashy, somehow ended up playing left wing half the time. Proper championship grafter, 124 games, 14 goals. So he should have got more than 14. Surely that can't be right.
He missed quite a few, though, to be fair to him.
Yeah. So Daryl Murphy.
You two will have to take the lead on this.
Just while you're chatting, David Harris is saying 5, Les Palmas Mackems saying 8, Emma's saying ooh, which isn't a number.
I'm with Les Palmas, I think, at 8.
I think 8 as well. I don't think it was that good.
I'm happy to go with 8 then.
Yeah, well,
if on your list, if Michael Chopper's on this list, mine, I'm going to go ape shit.
Well, I think the chat are agreeing with you in 8, so I'll put Murphy in 8. So just as a recap at the moment, you've got Niall Quinn in 3rd, Connor Wickham in 6th, Torrin Driflow in 7th.
Yeah.
Yes,
Quinn
sorry,
second.
2nd. Sorry, yes, 2nd, Wickham in 6th, Flo in 7th, and Murphy in 8th. So you've still got the top spot, and you've still got the all-important last place.
Oh,
so,
Jesus Christ.
Fifth is Asamoah Gyan.
Oh,
Pure
loved
flair,
him.
the dancing,
Loved
the
him.
goals, and the money. But off to the UAE quicker than you could say, well, that was disappointing.
That wasn't his
38
fault.
games, 10 goals.
He was
Three.
class.
One of them was against them lot up the road, so that's already worth quite a high spot for me.
Ooh.
And
I don't know. There's just four. I'm going to say four.
and unlike Bolo's ending, he could dance.
Yeah.
Show us the dance, Wayne.
Well, even my dad dance is not that bad.
Wayne, would you show me one of your dance moves and meant you could go to bed 20 minutes earlier?
Yes, right away.
We've got a consensus of four generally in the
four.
chat.
I think four's about right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Cool.
so Jan in 4. Loved him, especially, but I didn't like the fact that he changed number for his second season for 3 games. When he was 33 for the first season and 3 for the second. Yeah, 3. Well, it was his favourite number, wasn't it? He always said it was his lucky number.
So
Anyway,
3 on it.
number 6 is Jibril Cisse.
Oh,
Explosive pace, bleach blonde hair, and those double celebrations with Kenwyne Jones. A proper Premier League cult hero. 38 games, 11 goals.
3 for me.
Let's think here for a second. Potentially Phillips, potentially Defoe.
Conrad knows what he's doing here.
He's doing that. He's double bluffed us, he has, I.
3.
I'd have said 3.
Yeah.
Who was it again? Cisse. Okay. Cisse. Well, what are the chats saying? We've got a 3, we've got a 6, we've got a 7. 7 in there. Emma's saying 3. Jibril Cisse is a model for little these days.
This is going to end up
3.
one insane list, isn't it?
Yeah. So Cisse,
Potential
to be
Bentner.
honest, you know, I don't think you're doing that bad at the minute out of those ones. That I probably would have, if you could have seen this from the outside, I'd probably say Flo is lower than Murphy. I would have said, but that's apart from that, I think they're in a fair order so far. So, number 7, Craig Russell. Back to the 90s, Craig Russell. Sunderland lad scored goals in Peter era, total grafter. Most fans under 30 will need to Google him. 150 games, 31 goals.
That's a better record than I thought he had, actually.
Yeah.
Oh.
We've already got 1st, 5th, or 9th, and then the last spot.
And 10th,
He's got to
yeah.
get 9. He's got to get
I'm
9.
going to say 9. Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm hoping
Las
that-
Palmas,
I'm
Mackem's
hoping
got
that
9.
somebody shit for
Rosenberry's got 2.
Michael, are you saying who's he?
Pretty much.
He's
yeah.
under 30. He's under 30, so he would say that.
Well,
Like that.
actually, I'm around 34 there, but of course, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Gee, I thought you were way younger than me. Never mind.
I'll say
So
that.
you're going with 9
9.
for
Yeah,
Craig
go for it.
Russell. Okay.
I'm hoping Will Griggs on this list again, 10.
I was going to say, yeah, I think any striker from the League One.
We've spoilt for choice for 10s. Let's be fair.
Okay. Yeah,
I was going to
that's-
say the only striker in the League One area I actually like is Ross Stewart. Apart from that, like, nah.
Okay.
That's
So
so
you've got 3 left with number 1, number 5, and number 10.
this is like
You-
literally so opposite scale.
Oh, dear.
You have really hedged your bets here. With one of these is going to be amazing.
Roll the dice.
One of them is
He's
going
gonna-
to be crap, and one of them you just don't really care for. So number 8, Kenwyne Jones, absolute powerhouse. Every cross looked dangerous when he was in the air. Remember the partnership with Cisse we
5.
mentioned before.
Yeah, I was gonna
94
say
goals, 25.
He's got to be 5.
It's just going to be a 5, I think.
Bowen's saying 1.
Do you remember though that this is going to be interesting? So if I'm right, so if we're putting in 5. Is that we've
Yeah.
got 1 and 10
Oh,
left?
left 1 and 10 left.
Oh my god!
Hopefully, it's not just an average striker.
Conrad is one evil bastard here.
Right.
We're all
so
going
Jones
5. The
has done
consensus is 5.
Okay,
Everyone
okay.
agrees.
Okay, right. Number 9, Fabio Barini.
Oh,
One for the Derby days. Passion, limbs, shirtless celebrations all season long.
Risk it,
Cult hero.
risk it.
If there ever was one. 93 games, 17 goals.
I
Most of which came in his
apologise.
Most of which goals came in his first stint at the club, I will say.
We're only
and that's
talking
not
about
a clue
the
to
first
be
stint.
he's number 10
And
as
then
well.
just to
Right.
point out, remember in his loan spell, which 2 games he scored against, and one of which he
I'm
stood
gonna
up
go-
on the.
got to be 1.
I mean,
can't
out
go
of the 2,
10.
I'm going to go. I don't care who was after this. I'd probably go 1.
Got to be
Right,
1.
we've got to go 1. I'm really apologise to whichever
by
player
the way,
ends up in number
just to
10.
point
Even
out,
Phillips is going to be next.
How many games did Barini actually play up front for us? Because I'm sure he played off wide most
that's
of the
a fair
time.
point.
So if the following answer is someone that we all think is going to be number 1, Conrad's done us dirty here.
Yes,
so
I.
just
I
put that
think,
disclaimer out.
so you go with 1 for Barini.
1. Yeah.
Because I agree, because in fairness, if you put Barini 10, you're saying he's worse than Russell, Murphy, Flo,
Exactly,
Wickham,
aye.
Jones, Jan, Cisse, and
Exactly.
Quinn. Which,
Exactly.
you know, that's fair. So, number 10. You've got away with it. It's Nicholas Bentner.
Oh,
I'll
I would
do.
give him as a 10. I like him, but
See, I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, but obviously
but it's
only spot
okay.
left,
I'm
isn't it?
not as offended.
Yeah, so Nicholas Bentner going in at number 10. That's
Do you know what you genuinely should do, right? You should do this again, but like League One players, and then say which one was the best of the worst.
I can do that next week, Mike. That's not a problem. So just to recap, you've got the best striker for Sunderland's Fabio Barini, followed by Niall Quinn, Cisse, Jan, Kenwyn Jones, Wickham, Torrendre Flo, Daryl Murphy, Craig Russell, and Nicholas Bentner in last place.
I think Bentner would have been above Flo and who was number 8?
Wickham. He'd have been above
Murphy.
Wickham, I think.
Murphy would definitely been above them.
Well, Bentner would have been above anybody I hadn't heard of, so by default, so that was all right. I like Bentner.
That's not a bad list for you. It's not like you've ended up like we said. If you all thought Phillips was like, if I'd have done Phillips last and you'd have put him last, you know.
In hindsight, Wayne, would you have swapped Barini for Quinn?
Yes, I'd have had Quinn number 1.
Fair.
He tried to get that for you. He did say number 1, so you've only got yourselves to blame. So yeah, well that was good. Well, that's 2 different things
Good
there,
match.
Wayne.
Very
We'll have
good.
to do that next
That
time.
was quite good. I enjoyed that.
Players for both and a blind ranking. Why not? Why not? So we're coming into the next hour of our show for Wayne. And
everyone who's on Spotify, Wayne has just left the building.
yeah, Wayne has collapsed.
Left.
Yeah. So Saturday, 3:00, Wolves at home. We kind of touched on our lineups beforehand, but Wayne, you were talking to us about a lineup before. What?
I just
Is this where he's going to do a mad mistake, sort of big black board behind him, and then put his
similar?
Oh, there you go, yeah.
Go on then.
I just think, like you say, it'll depend on who's available. If Alderete is not available, then the back 4, obviously I'd have Rouse in goal. The back 4, I'd have Gertrudia, McQualia, Ballard, and Hume. In midfield, I'd have had Xhaka, Rigg, and Enzo, with Talby and Dingra on the wings, with Isidore up front. That's the side I would have went with. If Alderete is fit, then I'd have McQualia at right back, Ballard, Alderete, Hume at left back still, with Gertrude, Xhaka, and Rigg in midfield, with Talby, Lefy on the left, and Isidore up front.
So either way, Conrad loves you because Isidore's starting.
For me, Isidore's got to score. I think I just think he's still in form. There's no reason not to take him out. He didn't get in the game against Man U, but it wasn't his fault. So for me, he keeps his place. Broby's not fit yet.
Not a good time to put him on the left because we know he can do well there and he can cut in and score.
Well, there's an option for that as well. There's always that case, but I just don't think that's something that Régis Lebris will do.
No, that's fair. Mike, are you fuming?
No.
Mayenda scored for the 21s, didn't he, yesterday?
He did, yeah. It was a right scramble tapping on the line, in the 89th minute.
My only thing so far this season, I might get some hate for it, is Lefy just hasn't done it for me this season. He's not strong enough. He doesn't look keen enough. He doesn't look as passionate as the other players. He just doesn't look like he wants it half the time. So I'd probably go with pretty much what Wayne said for his second variation of that. But instead of Lefy on the left, I'd have Isidore on the left, and I'd start Mayenda up front with Brobbey as your option.
That's fair. Any changes on that, Michael?
No, well, of the 11 that Wayne put, I think it all depends. I mean, I'm going to be off the assumption that Alderete and Sadiq is pretty much going to be out by the looks of it. I would imagine Alderete probably will be. It might be that Alderete's injury might not be bad, but he might be bad enough to miss this game. So based off that, yeah, I don't want to make Masuaku a scapegoat. I really don't. But I just think if you're going to play Masuaku and as a wing back, I wouldn't be against it. As a wing back purely, but in a back 4, I'd be really worried if he was playing there. But yeah, so no, from what Wayne's put, no. I think the only thing I don't, because obviously I disagree with Mike on the Enzo thing. I do think that Enzo has generally wanted it a lot this season. I think a lot of the off the ball work in general, I think, has been pretty good. But agree to disagree. That's opinions. Hopefully Mike's right about us being in Europe, and I'm wrong that we're just going to survive either way. Either way, it'd be a good season. So we'll see. But yeah, I think and the only worry I would have about Enzo in the midfield, as I've said, is the physicality and athletic aspect of it. But every midfielder that we're going to have alongside Xhaka is pretty much going to have that. Jimmy, thumbs down.
Pressing buttons here.
I pretty much virtual buttons, but yeah. Actually, all right then, Mike. Would you rather have Enzo Lafay or Dan Neil in there?
Lafay.
Yeah, I thought you'd say that. I don't hate Dan Neil.
You rate him on a par with Lafay?
Well, it depends what position are you talking here.
Different players.
If you're talking going forward, then
I'd
obviously
put them both in net, and Lafay would still be better.
Like I said, I think obviously who I think is better. Of course, I think Lafay is better. I just don't think Daniel's as bad as like Jimmy, for example, thinks he is. But that's just me.
This is just my way of encouraging, because Daniel's watching right now. He's gonna I'm gonna prove him wrong. I'm gonna prove him wrong, and he's gonna be the best player we've got next season.
Do you know what's gonna happen though? He will if some. Okay, let's assume that. Let's get into Mike's head for a minute and think that assume he's right.
Oh, don't go in there.
It's a cold, scary place.
As far as Sunderland's predictions for this season is concerned, we'll get in Mike's head and we're going to finish in Europe, and Dan Neil scores the goal that officially seals it. Like Dan,
if that happens, I will buy a shirt with Neil on the back and wear it for the entire next season.
No showers. just you have to wear it all the time. Just peel it off you in March.
Well, just
in
a
May,
tattoo,
sorry.
Dan Neil tattoo on his back or something.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
No. You sound like a Churchill.
I'm going to end this disappointing poll. But 4 of them votes are Conrad, so it doesn't count. So it's not no is the win, so it's yes, clearly.
So no more Mr. Blobby. Thank you, me, for getting that over the line there.
Where's my buttons?
Yeah.
My buttons?
Oh no, this isn't me, everyone. I'm just
hang on. Let me create about 5 other accounts, and I'll just go there.
Yeah.
Right. Let's move on before Wayne falls asleep. Quick. Go.
I just want to talk about the. Oh, I haven't done mine. I think yours is right, Wayne. So next. No, for me, I don't want to play Masuaku. I'm trying not to make him a scapegoat, but we were saying it in a couple of weeks before that we thought Hume was better at left back, and we wanted to see Catreda in the team as well. It'd be a shame if Alderete missed it, but we've mentioned before that we've got Ballard in it, who's still there, McKayle's still there, Catreda's in there.
That's
Ideally,
still a great defense.
It is fantastic, and we've still got Roofs in goal, who claims everything. It's just we need somebody to cover the other 30% of the earth while Sadiqi's missing. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
I think Enzo was poor against Man United. He really just didn't look bothered half the time. Is probably the way of saying it. I don't think that he gets bullied off the ball, but he definitely just couldn't be asked against United, it felt like. And I don't know if that was a system thing or, just an off day for him. But if we can get the Enzo that played against Brentford.
If you can't get up against Man United, then you never, what are you playing for?
Yeah, very true. I think we will see Rig. I think Rig will play in that sort of advanced midfielder role again, because I don't think he's a tough tackling, chaser arounder like Sadiqi is. So I think that's the position we need to really prioritise in replacing ready for Wolves on Saturday. But Jimmy has asked the question earlier on. He asked this at 10 to 10, so that was about 4 hours ago, Wayne. He said, are you nervous or excited for the Wolves game at this moment, Wayne?
I suppose it's a bit of both. I'm excited because I'm just nice to see Premier League football back. Nice to get back at home. Obviously, there's always nerves in any game, especially in the Premier League, but I'm confident. I think even with the players out, I think we've still got enough. I think we've still got enough to beat Wolves. They are struggling. The confidence is low, and I think that if we get an early goal, I think we'll be fine. If we play the way we have done at home recently, I think we'll be all right. So there's always a little bit of nerves, but I'm confident all the same.
That's very good. Michael?
Nervous because nervous because these are the games for me that are the bigger ones that we really need to get results in. I don't know why. If you want to leave on into like a predictions, I've got a 1-1 draw stuck in my head for some reason, and I don't know what it is. So, hey, Mike, I hope we win. I really hope we win, but I don't know what it is. Look, if Chapel's right, then hang on, 3-0 win coming. Hang on, who for though?
Yeah, I know that's always the one. You've got to put the name.
Predictions
in. We'll put them up on the screen.
Close all the loopholes and get around everything. I'll take Gary's prediction of 3-1 Sunderland. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, no, look, I'm nervous for it. But again, these are, like I said, I think Sunderland are in a position where if we can these are the games we want to be getting up. These are you want to get for every game in the Premier League, but these are the ones that we want to be in the situation where we're playing Premier League games too that could be pivotal in staying up, rather than, well, look, say where Sheffield United are right now. If you want to look at it as an example for the playoff final, look where they're scrambling at the bottom of the Championship. So, yeah, Bong has made a very good point. I think that Wolves aren't to be sniffed at. I'm really hoping that our fans don't underestimate Wolves. That's the thing that's kind of annoying us. But look, yeah, I think because when we're playing like, oh, there you go. Thanks, mate. 3-0 Sunderland, that'd be nice. To be fair, though, I suppose if we beat them 3-0 when we were bottom of the Championship and we went down to League One and they were the champions, then anything's possible, I suppose. But apparently Wolves have improved the last couple of games. Apparently their performances have got a lot better. So it's not the cakewalk we think it's going to be, but we'll see.
But Michael, this is another game where we can't win. If we beat them, well, you expect to win because they're playing shite. You know how they're in poor form. If we don't win, you cannot win.
Well, apparently it's an easy game win, isn't it? If we lose, then it's like, oh, I told you no game's easy. Or if you win, it's because you had an easy game.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we're hearing a lot of the latter on Saturday night because it means we've won. But yeah.
That's the story of this season, though. The start of the season, it was you're going to get battered in every game. We started all right. Well, every game you had an easy start. Then we started beating the teams that were more difficult or getting points off them. And they're like, well, you're playing at the wrong time. There's always an excuse. There's always some reason that we're not doing it. And I think the fact that we came up when probably shouldn't have in terms of the points total and other things like that has really riled up other teams in Championship or lower league, Premier League teams.
But as I've said, I think a lot of people, when they talk about the points total, don't mention the last 6 games. We sacked them off because of the playoffs. I told you, I've said in last season that the gap between Sheffield United and Sunderland on the pitch is much closer than the points tally would have you think it was.
100%.
Yeah, exactly. When you sacked it off in April, and I was talking to a friend of mine on another channel this morning, saying once we were confirmed and when that draw at Norwich, he went, it doesn't matter if you're 3rd, 4th, 5th or 6th. What matters is being ready for those 2 games against whoever you're going to play and then potentially the final afterwards. So,
exactly.
And we all looked at it at the time and went, what are we doing? But we all look at it now and go, genius, that, wasn't it? Like, what a, absolutely brilliant.
Agreed,
Mike,
Miles, agreed.
What are you nervous, excited? What are you thinking?
I like I said before, I'm nervous when it comes to the ones we should win. But yeah, more excited at the end of the international break, and at least we've got half a squad left at the end of it. And if you want a prediction, if you want the exact score, it's going to be 3-2 to Sunderland.
3-2?
3-2. High-scoring games.
Any game where we win, I'll take.
Oh, yeah. For me, I voted in the must-win earlier on, so I still think we've got to go to try and win this game, regardless of the injuries. We need to try and win every game at home, no matter who we're playing, really, And then your game management side, which we've proved is very good away from home, or can be very good away from home. Not always. It's where we've lost both of our games, but in the other games, your Palace and your Forest and what have you, we've proved that it's there. We can do it, of course. I've always gone quite conservative scorelines in this one, but I'm sort of starting. I agree with Mike at this one. I have this feeling that there's going to be a lot of goals in this game. I'm going to say 3-1. Was it Gary Hoyle who had that in before? I believe it was. So I think, I won't go 3-2 because me and Mike never go the same score because, as you know, on Black Cats TV, we do a predictions one where if you get them in the comments of our preview video or even on the live stream. Are you doing a live stream, Mike? I didn't look. I messaged, but I didn't look.
No. I'm away this weekend at a survival weekend.
So in the preview video that we'll do on Black Cats TV, also do go and check out the previews that Michael and Wayne will be doing on their channels as well, of course. But the one on our channel, you get entered into the sort of the leaderboard to win. So everyone take note of L12 Bong. He put 1-1. So if you want to try and keep up with him, because he's got 2 points and he's joint first. So we did have a winner against Man United, but it was a Man United fan, so I haven't added him to the list.
Doesn't count.
Yeah, doesn't count. Irrelevant. Yeah, So 3-1. I think for myself there. I don't know. I think there's going to be goals in it, weirdly, and hopefully Isidore gets all of them, just so I can flick the V's up at Mike all the time. I don't mind who scores, really.
Isidore.
Yeah. I like my ender. Why are we arguing every week about
I don't know.
We both like
And
the
the
other
scenes
player.
when Robbie starts ahead of the pair of them.
Well, then, like, it's like a joining forces of, we hate that guy now. That's the guy we dislike in this one here. Just very quickly, I know we touched on Wolves a bit there. Very quickly before we go, because Wayne, it is nearly bedtime for you, and I think if we go on for 11 more minutes, then we're not the shortest ever episode that we've done.
Could we not do the poll thing where we just go, should we stay on this show about half an hour longer? And
Wayne will just leave.
No.
My 50 accounts would be like, no.
Yeah, he will just leave, Man of the World put in earlier on, who is replacing Stuart Harvey as head of recruitment? I don't know if you saw that he'd left there. So did anyone have any thoughts on that had happened this week or come out this week? Wayne, you look primed and ready to speak.
I've got a question for the Man of the World. Why did he go to Sunday dinner as a picture of his avatar? That's my question. I don't know. I think it's a one of them where Stuart Harvey needs to be given a lot of credit for what he's done.
You're just looking at the dinner again.
I am. There's too many peas on that for my life.
I did a video on it during the week, and there was a few people said that he kind of signed more duff than he signed good. And I think he done a cracking job for us. From where he were in League One, the recruitment that he did get, like Jack Clark, Ballard, and all them was all down to him, and I think he deserves a lot of credit. So, but I just think now we've kind of moved to that next level. Gisolfi's come in, took us to the next level up. So I don't think we'll replace him. To be fair, I think we'll probably keep it with Speakman and Gisolfi, and I think we might replace him in due course in time. But at the moment, I don't think we'll replace him. But just want to say, I think he did a hell of a job.
It's fair. It's fair.
No, Jimmy, I don't agree. Stop trying to get us to. But yeah, I think for me with Stuart Harvey, I think for me, I view him and Speakman in kind of the same bracket, really. Where I think that I don't think Speakman deserves all the credit for the signings when Harvey does deserve some of it. But likewise, I remember there was when Speakman was coming under a lot of fire. A lot of people weren't giving Stuart Harvey criticism for some of the players we signed, and for me, that's not fair. You've got to either praise them equally or criticise them equally. Now, having said that, you can say maybe even if they've signed more duff than good. Well, to be honest, I think that's probably the case every club you go to. I don't think any club you go to really consistently signs more good than bad. That's just not how it works. I know you will, and remember when we were competing in League, well, I say competing in a loose term, but when we were in League One, and especially when we're in the Championship, and I keep mentioning this, and it's not an excuse, but when you mention it, you're up against teams that have got parachute payment money. It's hard to scout a lot of these. You have to recruit exceptionally well. Even if you sign 10 players and 6 of them are duffers, if the ones you come off are really big hits and get you massive profits, that's worth doing it alone. And that's what you get often when you end up spending more money, chances are, if you recruit really well, you're going to get much better players. But yeah, I think that Stuart Harvey did a lot of unsung, really good work behind the scenes, and I agree with. I think in due course we may very well replace him, but I think it wouldn't surprise me if Gisolfi is the replacement in some ways, because Gisolfi's obviously kind of the international version of Harvey, and I know Harvey's obviously been scouted abroad, like bringing like some Abdullah Bar in or Lewis Hamir or Eliza Mayendo. Got to credit him for that. Rusian, whoever else.
1 out of 4.
Aye, pretty much. Yeah, but either way, I think. A lot of the best signings have been domestic ones, and I think we just got to a point. I think it wouldn't surprise me if we were at the point where we've kind of, I hate saying this, but gone above Stuart Harvey. You know what I mean? I think if you because with him going, I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up at a Championship club, like a high-end one. And I think if any Championship club gets him, I think they've got a really good head of recruitment on their hands. Can
I just ask? Can somebody Google? Was he responsible for Jay Matete? Because if he was, he's fucking shite. I don't think I can accuse Mike of hating Daniel anymore. I think Wayne hates Jay Matete now.
Even if he was responsible for all the other transfers this window, because he signed Jay Matete, that's it. Your card's marked.
Yeah, but he also signed Ross Stewart and Carl Winchester. Yeah. Nope, he signed Wayne's nope, he signed Jay Matete, and I hate him.
Who signed Bar?
Probably Harvey to be fair. Probably Harvey to be fair.
No, go on, it's gone. Carry on.
No, it's fine. I was just going to say, because someone mentioned Carl Winchester. Can we all stop doing this pretend thing now where we all thought he was mint? Like,
Winchester?
yeah, just.
I mean,
Is it just me?
Conrad, to be fair, yeah, he was a
Grafter.
functional
100%.
average League One footballer, I think. But I think he played well enough for us. I just like him because he's got the same pub name in Shaun of the Dead. So
that's fair. If that's the reason that we all like him, I can get on board with that.
Yeah.
But it was just the sort of, like, some players come out with like cult hero status regardless of whatever they've done. Some of them I listed earlier on in the strikers list. But I'm just sitting there going, I don't get it. I just didn't get it with Winchester.
Michael, what is it? Is it Kill Bill, grab Matete, head down to Winchester's till it all blows over? Yeah.
Fair play. That was brilliant.
Very good.
Some real fast-paced editing. Well, for Wayne's sake, I'm going to end it 6 minutes early. We've got a dodgy ref who hasn't quite counted to the 90 minutes. One of those ones that ends a game at 85 and just sort
So
of.
I've got another quick question to keep us on for 5 more minutes.
So, thanks for your questions, everyone. Stephen Hensel, you've got one in there I've marked up for next week, and Peter Harvey, you've just put one in there as well about a certain Joshua Xerxes. So I'll make sure I'll keep those for next week. But Michael, where can people find you and your fantastic channel?
Thank you very much. Well, first, subscribe to this fantastic Black Cats TV on here, and of course, Only Fools and SCFC, and of course on Spotify. Just to get the plug in there and do everyone's job for them. Yeah. And yeah, no, it's just my own channel, which is just, if you just type Michael Bowers Sunderland, you'll see it. Try to post like immediate reactions, not long within an hour of the game finishing. It's usually uploaded unless the connection's really terrible. But yeah, no, thanks to everyone who has watched, and thanks to everyone who has listened.
Go on, Michael.
All right, Jimmy. If we keep a clean sheet on Saturday, then I'll be absolutely buzzed with that, as long as it's not a 0-0. But yes, so we'll wait and see. But yeah, we've already kept more clean sheets this season than I thought we would, actually, to be fair. But yeah, no, but thanks very much, Dev. Thank you very much for, as I said all the time, thanks very much to everyone who has watched, listened, and thanks to these three legends here for having us on here.
No worries. Anytime, Michael. We love doing this every week. So, especially Wayne, he loves it. It's just past his. It's going to get old.
That's why
joke,
he's
really is.
on Jay Matete, because it's past his bedtime.
You're going to get me a reputation for being grumpy.
Yeah,
Well, considering every 5 minutes you keep going, I want to go on, come on, it's bedtime.
We're going to need a new one of these, because someone drew underneath
Smiling.
or just above it. I put, "Why is Conrad so mean?" Because when in the first episode I sat back and gave a scowl to you on something. It's you now. You're the miserable one, Wayne. So while you're being
It's an
miserable,
age thing. It's what it is. It's an age thing. When you get
So
to my age,
Wayne's okay up till about probably 9:30 in the evening, and then afterwards he's just like a really grumpy man.
it's all downhill from there. I've got my whole
exactly.
weight, and I've got all sorts. My pipe and slippers are sorted.
Well, while you're on one, do you want to tell everyone where they can subscribe to your channel and go through it?
Find me on Only Fools and SCFC. Just a massive thank you. Like I say, this show is absolutely class. I love doing it with these three. The banter and the crack is class. We're just as nuts off air as we are on air, by the way. Doesn't change. So just thank you to the three of them. Class watch, class banter, and subscribe to them both if you don't mind. And also give it a like, a share, and a hype if you didn't mind.
Exactly. And Mike, where can you
have to do this when someone says hype?
You've got to keep doing that all the way through our little plug here, Mike. So where can people find me and you?
Yeah, of course. We're half of you are already here, hopefully, at BlackCats_TV. If you're over on Wayne's channel or Michael's channel, then yeah, check us out at some point. It's all the same stuff, but no matter what, just come and join us on a Wednesday. That's what matters. And whichever stream you're watching on right now, hit the thumbs up. It's absolutely free to do. Subscribe whichever stream you're on, and we'll see you in another one.
And then subscribe to the other two afterwards.
Yeah, do all of that, and spend your 3 hypes right now, and then save them up for next Wednesday when you can do the exact same thing again.
Exactly.
When I would prepare a video essay on why Jay Matete was a fantastic Sunderland player.
Oh God, right. That's going to be a poll next week. Is Matete
pretty much,
harshly treated? So thanks everyone, and we'll see you again next week at 9 o'clock. So take care everyone, and see you all later.